Hello out there. My name is Celdubber, and I decided to go back through my video game history and count down my top 5 favorite video game introductions. Now, the ruling for this list is quite simple. I'm going to count down the 5 most memorable and most impactful intros of the games that I have owned. These are not all video games in existence. These are only the games that I have played after watching said intro. And I'm going to go through the top 5 that made the biggest impact on me. We're going to start off at number 5 with a game that, while not quite as good as I hoped it was, it still had one of the best intros I've ever experienced, and that is Armored Core 4. Armored Core 4's intro was some of the most incredible graphics I'd ever seen in an introduction. The level of detail on the mechs themselves and the chaos on the screen was just overwhelming. And the destruction and the environments and the mechs crashing through the buildings and whatnot. It just was so incredible. It looked like I was watching a movie. And I had wished for a full-length feature film while watching that intro. And maybe one day we'll get one. But this intro surely left an impact on me and really kept me wanting to play this game for a long time before its release. Too bad it wasn't quite as good as I hoped, but you can't always win everything. Number 4, Tekken 5. Now this introduction I hadn't seen before the game because, well, this was a little earlier than the Xbox 360 days. This was right before the current generation came out, and it was on PS2. And when I first put the disc in and I saw this introduction, I was blown away because, first of all, we got a kick-ass scene of Heihachi Kazuya fighting together. The two of them absolutely destroy the jackbots that come in and, it's almost like something out of the freaking Matrix or something, I don't know. But to watch Kazuya betray Heihachi and to see him be left behind in that huge explosion, it left the gamer going, holy crap! There's no way that this guy just got blown up to bits. Spoiler alert, he doesn't die, but that's also a cool cinematic when you see him rise from a tombstone, pretty much. But the rest of the intro is also great. It features a bunch of the other characters with a great little soundtrack, and I love the choreography. I think that the game really gets you in the mood to play a fighter, and it captures the spirit of Tekken perfectly. Alright, number 3 on my list. Now this one is kind of a, well, it's not a toss-up, but I was thinking of two of the games in the series, Super Smash Bros. And Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now, I only wanted to choose one of these because a tie is pretty unfair for a list, and I had to go with Melee. It's such a classic introduction. Do I really need to say much more? The music, the fact that you see all of your characters doing what they do best, and it just is amazing to watch. Especially when you're 11 years old and you have your GameCube for the first time and you're putting in Melee, and the graphical capabilities compared to the generation before. I'm telling you, Melee at the time, it looked like a cinematic quality I had never seen before in a video game. So, Melee, the music is dead on, the cinematography really gets you pumped up to play, and it's just a blast to watch. And you'll never forget it. So that's why I put Super Smash Bros. Melee at number 3. Now, number 2 on my list. This one is, without a doubt, one of my favorite introductions, and probably I could defend that watching other game introductions, because this one just nails everything on the head. It nails music, cinematography, mood, emotion, and it shows the characters doing exactly what you want them to do. Kick ass. Number 2, Soul Calibur 2. Do I need to say more about this introduction? The fact that you watch Maxi and Astaroth duke it out, you see Ivy, and you see all your characters just fighting. You see Raphael running away from the guard, and he's hiding behind a wall, and you feel these little moments of suspense. You see Necroid with a bunch of bodies below him after he defeated all of them. And of course, there are a few scenes that stick out in my mind the most about this introduction. The first one has to be Mitsurugi running on the boats, charging at these bunch of archers. He jumps in the air. It's just one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen in an introduction. He takes a few bows to the shoulder plate, and then he jumps up, gets his sword ready, and slashes them down. It's absolutely amazing to watch. And of course, the best moment of this introduction is right near the end. And I think everyone remembers this moment if they ever played this game. It's when you see Nightmare for the first time, and you see this character holding a shard of Soul Edge. First of all, the lightning was absolutely incredible. The music builds up as you climb this cliff, and there on top of the cliff is Nightmare, and the eyes. He looks so... You are almost scared of this guy. You're like, what the hell is he capable of? I don't even know. But the fact that he, first of all, had a lightning bolt hit his hand, and God, it just is one of the most epic parts of any introduction you'll ever see. And that's really why Soul Calibur 2 is number 2 on my list. Now, you're probably wondering, what the hell could number 1 be? I mean, Soul Calibur 2 is a pretty epic introduction. This next one, it's just the intro that it stayed in my mind all these years. I've never been able to feel the euphoria of an introduction like this one. This is the one that really inspired me to play the game more than any other. It made me really look forward to playing the campaign. There's 5 different characters. And again, it was on a system where the graphics blew me away for the first time. Actually, it blew me away like many times over watching that introduction. Number 1, Sonic Adventure 1. This introduction, hands down, delivers the best cinematic experience of any introduction I've ever seen, regardless of graphics to current day. The build-up, the dread that you see when the city goes underwater, the build-up of the music, the cutscenes, the pacing, everything is to a T. It's a Sonic game, remember, and the way that they make the introduction flow is absolutely on par with what you're expecting for a Sonic game. It really captures the feeling of a Sonic game, and that's why it is my favorite introduction to date. Also, the song, it just fits so perfectly. Of all the introductions I just mentioned, this one has the best soundtrack to go with what you're watching, and that really is important for any type of trailer. The soundtrack is crucial to inspire your emotions and make you want to play the game. And to this day, no introduction beats it. Sonic Adventure 1 is my favorite introduction in terms of games that I have played. Down the line, will I see a better introduction? Maybe. But this one captures all of the emotion and the energy that I really love to see in a trailer. Anyway, guys, that wraps up my list of my top 5 favorite video game introductions. If you have a list that you would like to leave in the comments below, please do so. It's always great to hear other people's opinions, but these were just my 5 favorites. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, well, come back for more. Like and subscribe for other content.